welcome once again to Marilyn Hawes, and she's better. She was coughing last time, but the revelation was in antihistamines.
Yeah. Not the sleepy, drowsy stuff, but it's definitely allergy. It's very high here at the moment. So I mean, I get hay fever anyway at this time of year. I'm allergic to daffodils. Can you believe? I'm allergic to daffodils and the pollen,
The pollen.
tree pollen, and it's busting out everywhere. It's so pretty, but that's what it is, definitely, because I've taken the tablets and now I'm nearly normal again. Not that I ever will be.
Heaven forbid. Listen, well, I've had a bit of the, and I've never suffered before with any, but this year, because it's been so rainy in Spain, the olive trees are really horrendous for anybody that's got hay fever
Oh,
or,
are they? That's interesting.
yeah, and they've got tiny white flowers
Yes.
and they don't half pump it out. So there you go. Stay clear of the olive trees. And if those people in Britain have got olive trees in their kitchen or living room as pets, because they'll grow inside okay. And if you're suffering, that may be the reason.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Anyway, talking about suffering, we'll immediately get
Welcome to the
into
UK.
Rachel Reeves. I mean, this lady is, well, she, like the rest of the cabinet, I'm sorry to say it, let's get back to that four-letter word, lies. It just flows from their
It
mouth.
literally does. It flows out of her mouth like honey, except I don't know what planet they must be on. How she can say, there was a clip I saw yesterday of her saying she understands about how to run a good economy. What? She couldn't even run a post office account. I mean, she's awful. I mean, how she can actually look down a camera lens and say and believe that everybody is better off is beyond me. Absolutely beyond me. I mean, I mean, she must be living somewhere else.
Well, the favourite thing, of course, is that the working people in Britain are not going to be affected. There's been no taxes rises for working people. Now, we've been ploughing the fields there and thinking, what on earth she's saying? Who is a working person?
Exactly right.
What's the definition? Who is a woman? What's the definition? I mean, the two go hand in hand. And there you go. And, when they say they're not going to raise taxes, NI is a tax.
Yeah.
That's number one they've raised. And they go
Yeah.
on putting that,
And
oh, you
wasn't that in the manifesto that they weren't going to rise taxes?
manifesto. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm. Anyway, what she's done now is saying another screeching U-turn. She's very happy now that the Rosebank oil field and the Jackdaw gas field, particularly, can come online. Now, the whole cabinet, especially Uncle Ed, has been saying no more drilling. Well, I approve of this U-turn. But they don't say we got it wrong.
No.
Well, we'll do this, and perhaps 5% will come from that field. It's nonsense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely crazy. And also, every time they do this, the build up to the, if you like, the full crescendo of a potential U-turn, the stress that it has caused people, the
Yes.
uncertainty it's caused people, the trying to realign their lives or their business lives or whatever it is, and then it's a U-turn. So, oh, goody goody, now we've got to undo everything that we thought we had set up. And maybe they have already thought of getting rid of some employees. Now, what are they going to do? Do they keep them now? Because maybe they won't be closing down and going into administration after all. I mean, I mean, it's a great, it should be. But how many U-turns is this now? Is this number 16?
Well, I got as far as 18 with this one, but it doesn't matter anymore. There's that many. It's just, yes.
But I
Well,
mean, it is a good one, but it wasn't necessary for, I mean, Ed Miliband. I mean, Goodness me. I mean, and
He's
it's still where was it? Was it somewhere? I think it was on GB News actually, where they were saying, he is the Prime Minister. He can say to Ed Miliband, off you go. This is what I'm wanting. Just to say, oh, well, we have an energy secretary and that he can make, no, you are the Prime Minister. If you think,
unless, of course, Mr. Miliband is the real Prime Minister. Jury out on that one.
yeah,
I mentioned this on a sister program, but worth mentioning again. When looking at AI, we dig deep and find and get corroboration for anything we say. Some of it's very useful, others it isn't. There is a warning notice on AI saying we don't get it right all the time. That's all right. None of us do. But when the digging I was doing on Gemini, which is way ahead of most of the others that I use normally, as when I was going into various things, particularly with the Middle East and the U-turn thing, it said, it stopped and it said, and this notice came up in Spanish. You've not asked the right question, it said. And it could affect you and it could affect the person you're communicating with. So we're not telling you about it. Really? And now, whether because I use voice typing, of course, there's always the difference here between Spanish and English, and they don't get everything right. But to be stopped digging because of that. And I thought, is it Spain that's causing this problem? Or is it the EU? And I'm settling on the EU. They've got their tentacles into everything and they know what you're saying and doing. Beware, everybody. Big thing when our friends at WhatsApp, people find very helpful, said, oh, we're going for total encryption. People say, oh, I can say what I want on WhatsApp. No, any police force, any
yes.
MI5, anybody can get into that and go back. You daren't say anything.
No,
These are frightening times.
yeah, it is frightening times. I mean, Freedom of Speech Union. I saw a thing go out today saying, do we actually need freedom of speech laws? Because Adam Brooks, I don't know if you must know who he is. He's on GB News a lot, the guy with the heavy glasses, yeah. And he actually said, and I agreed with him. I sometimes think with what I say on GB News, I'm waiting for the 1 a.m. knock on the door to arrest me. I just, I said, you and me both, mate.
It is, and people think that this 1984 could never happen. It's
Mm.
happened.
Yeah, because Adam is very outspoken, rightly so. So is obviously Patrick Christys is more so. Alex Armstrong is, but I think he's a little softer. But Patrick Christys really goes for it, as does Martin Daubney. They all do. I mean, they all do. I mean, I'm sure they want to really close down GB News because or maybe it would be so obvious if they did. Maybe that's why they won't. I don't know. I mean.
Well, do you think of the number of very good presenters that have been got rid of?
Mm.
The
Mm,
Mark Steens,
yeah,
the
Dan
Dan
Wootton.
Wootons,
Yeah,
etc., etc.
yeah.
They only
Mike
last so
Graham.
long and they're off.
Yeah, yeah,
And that
yeah.
is Ofcom.
Yes, yes, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, they are out, I mean, they are very outspoken. I mean, some of the stuff, I mean, I think it's great, so they should be. But I'm
Yes,
surprised they've got away with it. I really do think they should be. They are the real truth in a way, where the others
there's
aren't.
something come out this week which gives Ofcom away. They're wretched people.
Yeah, yeah.
And we know that personally from when they've got us with the Sky Channel I used to run. And they do things and change policies depending on who's on the board at the same time. But I'll tell you, it's a significant thing this week. They've actually allowed The Guardian to receive £50,000 donation. The Guardian newspaper has received £50,000 in a donation,
From
and they
whom?
have approved it.
From whom?
Well, anything to get the ultra left point of view out. And they've done nothing about things like that. Ofcom have actually made that money available.
God.
Yeah, okay.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh
Do I
dear.
need to say more? And when you've got the Guardian every other day saying support our honest journalism and send us a donation, sorry guys, you've got that one wrong. I nearly said then I'd sooner send it to the BBC, but no, I've not been.
I know that would really be a worry. That would be very worrisome.
We move on. We've got some lighter news for you folks today.
Right.
A good idea. I don't know whether this is light. I've got a question to ask you. Does Harry want to get back in? And will the British people, the public, let Meghan back in at the same time?
Well, I think Harry does want to get back in. I think he does. I don't think he ever really wanted to leave. I think she's so manipulative. She really is. She knows exactly how to control him. And I think it was all, I don't know, who knows what goes on behind anyone's four walls, but I think he was like a lapdog, a little puppy. And sort of like she whistles and he says, "Oh, what tune?" or whatever. I think he does want to get back. I think he's been quite homesick in a way. I mean, when you looked at all the wars going on now, he's a trained soldier. His dad's not well, but I think he wants to. But I think it will cause real problems if Meghan comes back. People don't like Meghan. People over here don't like Meghan. They can quite like Harry, I think, but she is what she is, and quite obviously, she's very manipulative, very controlling, I think. And I don't think the general public have got any time for her at all.
I
So
must, I
he
must,
can't come back over here. Well, unless he's going to divorce her, he's not going to come back over here without her, is he?
not at the moment. I mean, Eurovision flashes across my mind every time I think of them. Puppet on a string. I
Oh,
mean, he's a
yeah,
classic
but
one,
that's
isn't he?
right. Exactly right. That's exactly right. I mean, from the moment when I didn't know he was Prince Harry. Prince Harry must be one of the most recognizable people on the planet.
Yeah.
And she deliberately targeted him. She absolutely made it her mission. And even right down to like the wedding and the tiara nonsense and all of that. And whoever knows what she must have said to Kate to upset Kate. And I mean, there's bad blood between the brothers, which I think is very sad. I think Princess Di would be heartbroken if she knew. And they were all chickadee-boo and happy until Meghan came along.
Yes. It
She is
appeared that way.
she's the problem. She's the one that stirred it and caused the issues. I mean,
I blame the jam.
yeah,
She's made this jam apparently, which
yeah.
everybody's one or two people think is wonderful. And I
Oh,
was a bit worried when you were over here last month and you brought some jam. No, I'm going to be honest now. Marmalade, same stuff.
citrus marmalade, please. Now been renamed. Ridiculous. I
Uh,
saw that article at the weekend in the press, and I thought this is just absolute bonkers nonsense. It just
yes, indeed. Listen, more good news. In America, Maryland, of all states, $1.5 million, which were actually awarded to parents who pull their children out of school because they were fed up of LGBT
oh,
people coming in the school and brainwashing the kids.
well done.
And this is exactly
Very
that.
well
This should
done.
happen all over the world, especially in the United Kingdom,
Absolutely.
because this
Yeah.
story time, as it's
Yeah.
called,
Hmm.
when the LGBT guys and gals come in and sit these little ones, aged 3 upwards, on their laps and show them these horrible books and normalize abnormal
Oh,
relationships.
it's dreadful. It's child abuse. I keep on saying it. It's distorting children's minds and will cause confusion, etc., etc. It's absolutely awful. And it's like DIE or DEI, whatever you want to call it, is just gone mad. It really has. And I just, I just despair. I mean, it is tainting kids. I mean, let them, for goodness sake, let them read and write and be sociable and learn how to play together without bashing another one in the head. I mean, learn some social skills. You don't need all this. It's ridiculous. It's just, I just think it's outrageous. I really do. And
It
I
is.
wouldn't, there is no way I keep saying it, but in this day and age, I would homeschool now. I really would, because that way I could control
Yes.
what is happening and what's not happening. I can see why it's on the increase. If you're not allowed to have an opinion and you're not allowed to sort of challenge the school or the governors or anybody, then that would be it. I'd be off.
$1.5 million. That's a nice amount of money to be shared out. And well done them. Let's move on to some more even good news. And that is, and it says here that it's very simple, but the Clinical Medicine Foundation has found out through 60,000 adults in a survey, they've confirmed, which we all know, the following. Three things that you should concentrate on to combine high physical activity, longer life, and feeling better over the time. Number one, exercise.
Mm.
40 minutes a day. Doesn't matter whether it's vigorous or walking. Let's take the medium range there and walk fast rather than go potty with weightlifting. Although some weightlifting is very good for muscles, of course. The older you get, the muscles
Yeah.
get smaller. Weightlifting is not a bad supervised activity. Secondly, number two, moderate sleep.
Mm.
Now, it's always been said 7 to 8 hours a day. They're still clinging to that, but we are different animals. So as long as you wake up feeling refreshed, that's okay. But make sure you get some good, if possible, uninterrupted sleep, which is not always easy the older you get and gravity takes effect, and you need to perhaps go to the loo a little bit more than you used to. But get as much sleep as you can. And thirdly, high quality diet, vegetables, fruit, grains, fish, good meat. And we all know that. So, what's new? Well, something actually very significant. If you do 2 out of 3 instead of all three of those, the difference is phenomenal. The combination of the three, so it's not important to say, oh, well, I walk up the road every
Hmm.
2 minutes or whatever it is. You've got to do all three, and you get twice minimum the benefit just by doing the whole three. So everything in moderation, but stick to it, get some discipline.
And lots of water.
Yeah, that comes into the diet, and
Yeah,
we're going to mention that.
people don't drink enough water. They really don't drink enough
No,
water.
that's true. So there you go. If you want to live 10 years longer, and that's how they've worked it, on average, you put 10 years on your life. Do all three.
Look, 10 years on your life could mean you're 10 years in a care home.
Well, yeah, but that'll keep you out of a care home more than anything. Now, that is a good comment. And care homes are fantastic, some of them.
Mm,
Wait for our report on others. And but you don't want to be in there as the normal person. And
mm,
now, particularly in Britain, there's lots of agencies saying, don't go in the care home. Well, I mean, they say this because they want to sell their products, but I think they're right. Stay at home. We'll look
mm.
after you. And it
Yeah,
may actually
I think
be
I've noticed with the dementia people that there's been 3 people I know in the last week that have had to go into care and be assessed, and which is pretty grim. But what I have noticed is that people They are left in bed quite a bit. I know their loved ones have had to say, can't he come out? Can't he go in a wheelchair? Can't he be going outside? Why can't he come downstairs and play cards or something? And a lot of people that are I mean, they are just left, especially during the assessment stage when they're not necessarily real full-time residents. You know what I mean? And there's people that I have, well, I've been told on the QT that once you go into a care home, you're looking death down a telescope.
Yeah, there's lots of reasons for that. Number one is that there's a lot of people together, and regularly you get viruses,
Mm,
and it's the
You're already
viruses
vulnerable,
that
aren't you? You
usually
see?
kill off older people.
Yeah, yeah, and you're much more vulnerable.
Yes,
If you're going in and you've got something really seriously bad, a condition, whatever it is, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, dementia, whatever it is, once you've got to that stage, you're on the downward trajectory, aren't you?
yes. And many care
Very
homes, I
sad.
nearly said some care homes, but many care homes cut everything to a minimum.
Mm,
And lots of people come and suffer protein deficiency in care
yeah.
homes because they're getting poor quality food.
Mm,
And that's the last thing you want, because there again, the older you get, as we've mentioned, more protein, the benefit is the muscles grow
yes.
with protein.
Yeah.
And there's lots, I repeat, coming out from our findings, and wait for that. It won't be hopefully too long, but we are involved in legals, um, because some care homes that are the real baddies will fight back. So we've
Of
got
course
to
they
be,
will. Of course they will.
for obvious reasons again. Anyway, let's move on. And I know we've mentioned this, but we'll mention it again. And that's King Charles and Co.
No.
Includes now William. And they're in love to one extent or another with Islam. And they've been pushing this for donkey's years. I've been sent a lot of older footage, 5 years older, plus for both the King and William, who's a chip off the old block. And they are supporting Islam at every turn. Now, what's wrong with that? Well, a number of things. Especially with the King, he is leader of the Anglican Christian Church, and I've never seen a leader of an Islamic mosque supporting the C of E. Uh, but
They're
he
just
can't.
not, they're not good bedmates, are they? They're completely different ethos, completely different. I was really shocked actually when I saw the speech by Prince William about Islam is the religion of peace. Have you taken a look at the way
I've
they
seen
behave?
that.
I mean,
I think it was about 8 years ago, but
but it
I
doesn't matter.
don't think he's changed his view.
Well, has it?
I don't think he's changed his
I
view
don't
at
think
all.
it's changed. No, I don't think it has either. I think it's how you can't see what's going on with a lot of the Islamist Pakistanis here is just beyond me. They were at something as well the other day. Now I don't know where it was, but Catherine was all done up in this very beautiful green gown with her hair covered, and she wasn't allowed to sit cross-legged. And I can't remember what that was all about. It was something to do with it being Ramadan. What difference does that make? So she then had to sit on the side. I don't know. They must have been in this country, I think, somewhere. I really do think they must have been. But my goodness me, the worst thing he could have ever have done for the monarchy was not making a speech. Now, all right, they don't always make a speech at Easter. I think they should, because Easter, Good Friday, the resurrection, that is the absolute foundation of the Christian faith. I think they should do that more than they make a speech at Christmas, but they don't always. But I think the real anger has come that he did during our Lent. He did make a whoopee-doo speech of this, that, and the other to the Islamists on Eid and Ramadan and all
Yeah.
of this. And that was during our Lent when you should be held back more. And I think that has really, really riled people that you couldn't even say, and if you did it for them, but what about saying it to the Jews and the Buddhists and the Hindus? Why? I mean, Buddhism is gentle. Hinduism is gentle. I mean, why has he targeted the Islamists? I don't understand it. I really don't. But he's got, I mean, if you look through X, it is relentless, the attack at him and now William. I tell you what, when they went to the church service on what's the day? Tuesday, Sunday, Easter Sunday, that all the royal family were booed. All of them. Now, when they were going into the church, I feel sorry for the little ones. There's Charlotte, George, and Louis. I mean, especially the little ones, the younger ones. I mean, what's all that about? Why are we being booed? You know what I mean? I'm sure they must have thought that.
Well, as we know, there's a particular gang out there that want to bring down the monarchy. This is not the way to do it. I was surprised that our church, when we're back in UK, which is St Asaph Cathedral, CV, Church of Wales, actually, that was defaced by red spray. Not our king. Well, there's other ways of doing it, folks. If it's not your king, you don't do that. So there
No.
is that element. It
Yeah,
attracts.
it's like a bit like rent a mob, isn't it?
Well, it's the same rent a mob that do everything,
Mm,
from destroying Winston Churchill's statue
mm,
or trying to.
mm, mm.
They're all part of anarchy,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'm not a lot of sympathy there. We've got no sympathy with the Royals at the moment. Think they have got it absolutely wrong.
Mm,
And one must not forget what Islam is doing in Great Britain. They
yeah,
are extraordinarily well, and you've got to congratulate them, organized. They know exactly what they do
yeah.
and want, and that is a caliphate.
Mm,
3 years ago now, 23% of people, when interviewed, admitted of Asian origin that they wanted caliphate, Sharia law, and to take over. 23%. Now, we highlighted this when it first happened, and we
mm.
said, forget 23%, because if 23% are admitting it in a census, you can double that, because
Yes.
there'll be a lot of
Yeah,
Muslims
yeah, yeah.
saying, oh, we don't want the truth to get out, we'll keep our mouths shut.
Mm,
Now, if you've got that size, even if it's only 23%, nearly a quarter of immigrants and those that are second generation wanting to overthrow a
mm,
country, which
mm.
basically is, it's not your mad 1 or 2% that always comes out. Oh, it's the idiots. All the rest of the Muslims are okay. A lot of them are, but a
Yeah,
lot of them aren't.
that's right. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. I mean, it is a worry because I mean, really, the royal family is actually depleting so much, isn't it? I mean, it really is. You've got a long way to go before George and Charlotte and Louis are going to be able to step up. So you've only got for all the work they do, you know, Charles will soon be on his way, won't he? And then and then there's William, and there isn't anyone else. I mean, where's Prince? I mean, Princess Anne, I really like her. She quietly goes about her work. She's really busy. I really like her. She'd have made a very good queen. She got more brains than the three boys put together, than, Andrew, Edward, and Charles. She's a very, very intelligent woman, I think. I think she's brilliant. She, as I say, gets her head down, just does what she wants. She doesn't look for the limelight. But she's older. So I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But I think there's been a lot of comments from people that I always felt that I was on the side of the monarchy and royalism and all of that. But with this that's come out, I think I'm on the fence with it.
Yes, many others as well. The other thing about Islam, which again should not be held back, but which is eschewed even by the Anglican Church, of all church denominations, that we actually worship the same God, Allah. No, absolutely not. Allah
No,
is not our God.
no.
The key thing there, of course, is that they regard Jesus, the Muslims, as a prophet,
Yes.
not as God, which he is under
That's what, but
Orthodox.
the Jews are the same, aren't they? He
Yeah,
was a very special.
we have the same God as the Jews. The Jewish
Yeah,
God is
yeah, and
our
they,
God
they,
as such.
they do believe that this very special person walked the earth at that time.
Yeah.
They do believe that, don't they? But they've never been able to quite breach the gap that he is the Son of God.
Messiah, yeah, there's several messiahs. It's very complicated,
Yes, it is.
but the Jewish God and the Christian God are one and the same. They are not with Islam. And to find the Church of England, politicians, etc., fawning over the Muslim problem, and it is a real problem, and it's
Mm.
not going to go away.
It's not going to go away. It won't go away unless somebody makes them radical. I saw today that Germany is going to get rid of 700,000 illegal migrants.
Yes.
So why can't we? How come they do it? It's ECHR.
Well, you've got the right, not exactly right wing in Germany. It's middle centrist government, a little bit towards the right. What I'm saying, it's not Britain, it's not France, it's not Spain who got serious problems
Mm,
with extreme Marxism. And
mm,
that's what we've got in the United Kingdom. And those people are the problem.
mm. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And let's not forget about Zach Polanski.
Yes.
I mean, I mean, there were some quotes came out again. I heard it on the news this morning that were almost straight out of Hitler's book. You know, he is just an awful man.
And a major part of his party are extremely anti-Semitic.
Dreadful. But he is Jewish. That's what I don't understand. The man's bonkers. The little
Well,
men
there
in
you
white,
go. Yes.
little men in white coats need to take him away.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. And he certainly does with his PR message at Easter. He's jumped in there. Oh, well, the king not going to do it. So has Kemi. They're both the same.
But he's
Uh,
an atheist. So
oh, well, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. All that was, it was a party politic.
it's
Yes.
just PR. You don't believe a word of what you've put in that letter. Not a word. You know, I mean, if you're an atheist, you're an atheist. Don't stand there and issue a letter that purports to show you as a Christian. And oh my God, a blessed and something. I honestly wanted to throw up. Again, such hypocrisy, such lies, because he doesn't believe a word of that.
No, no. And to give Kemi a little bit of justice, it wasn't as bad. She did mention the Christian aspect, but frankly, it was PR.
It absolutely was. I mean, and I don't really, you shouldn't, religion is one thing, it shouldn't be politicized.
No, there are lots of arguments about whether politics and religion mix or can or should mix,
Well,
but,
there's true to say you can have your politics based on Christian values, can't you? So,
which they have been for
yeah,
centuries.
and so there is a link. There is a link for sure. But then, really, if you go back to when the Ten Commandments were written, I mean, all around then, and you know, the corruption that was going on in Corinth, and you know, it was almost a way of actually of, of drawing some sort of um, principles or something that weren't there in society. So, you know, that was That's really, I think, where a lot of it comes from. You got to have some standards.
Standards are always there, whether it's Old Testament or New Testament. That's quite
Yes.
true. Britain's top primary schools are trying to make up from their cruel treatment by this government, who, of course, have hit them with 20% VAT. So, what way have these clever people done it? Well, they've gone to the Middle East and opened schools there, quite a number of them. And they're bringing back into our country £79 million of profits.
Okay.
Well, there you go. You open a school in the UAE or Dubai or India. There's a lot of schools in India.
A lot of the top, like the top boarding schools, like Harrow,
Exactly that.
Eton, the top board, Marlborough, and they even like build them to the same sort of specification. So it does look like another Harrow, another Eton. They build them
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
even Gordonston is intending
Yeah,
on opening
exactly,
now.
exactly. The thing that disturbs me is what happened at the weekend, where it said schools like Harrow, when they're in these Muslim countries, the children that go to Harrow or whatever, they are all being taught how to beat your wife.
That is bizarre
I
because
know it is. It
uh,
is bizarre.
apparently it's a special branch of a tree with knobbly bits on it that no, won't do too much harm, but that's the way to beat your wife.
Given these schools all have assemblies, they all are based on the Christian faith and all of that. I remember when I went to the Catholic school when I was growing up. Or obviously Catholics, Protestant, we're all Christian, but the Catholics went off for benediction and that sort of stuff, and we didn't do it because we weren't. But there's nothing wrong with that because that is all part of Christianity. You could go if you wanted to, but there is nothing forced for you to go. We had Jewish people in our school as well. But when you are I'm quite confused by it. When your school over here is a Christian ethos, and then you take that school and you rebrand it over there, and then you're doing stuff like that, how to beat your wife. I mean, it is outrageous.
Can be
I
bought
can't.
comes to my mind.
Sorry.
Can be bought comes to my
Well,
mind. I
that's it.
mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, wonga wonga.
yeah, and it's sad, but these things go on. I suppose in shedding British education abroad, that's the benefit of it. But there are limits, folks.
Yeah.
Maybe this is one of them. Talking about limits, let me mention the Labour Aisha Hazarika, and she got into trouble with mocking the grooming gang inquiry on a radio program and making light of the reality of this. And this goes on the whole time. And again, it's from the left.
Mm.
Why do they do things like this? Because they have their own philosophy. That's no problem. But when it becomes bitter, twisted, and making a mockery of things, it's about time you leveled up. And when you look at the absolute, like Lee Anderson had a real go this week about the quality of Labour MPs, where
Oh,
how they've got into the House of Commons, it's frightening.
it is frightening. There's. I just wonder how many A levels they've got between them. I mean, there's no professionalism there. There's no real brains. There's no ability to deal with. They're all making decisions on the fly, aren't they? You know what I mean? There's no structure into how they come up with these decisions. It is awful. There's no one there that's got any business sense whatsoever. None of them have run a business or anything. So that's what, at the end of the day, that is what government is, isn't it? It's a business, really. And they've got no. You look along the front benches there; they're all just a bunch of numpties. They really are. They really are. It is worrying. And if Keir Starmer stands out, and the elections are going to be very interesting, but if he stands down, who's he going to be replaced by? Um, I don't know if they have a stonking win, whoever it is, or a really bad loss in the May elections, they can still stay in power, can't they? Because it's not a
Yes, oh
general
yes, it's
election.
not affected by a general election. It's quite
No, but
distinct.
it gives you a clue of how a lot of
It,
people will
it is
protest
a
vote.
guidance, but let's limit to a guidance like an outlier when you have an individual constituency halfway through a term for various reasons, either death of the MP, etc. They have a by-election, and you got to watch them because it's just a protest vote in a lot of them,
Yeah.
not indicative of what happens in
Oh no,
the
that's
general
right.
election. So
That's right.
it will give us a guide, no
Yeah, yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Now, GB News we mentioned on a number of occasions, for good and for bad. So let's have the good part. Patrick Christie's and Saeed Iqbal. Um, he was going to be released from jails half the term, etc. And Patrick had a real highlight
Mm.
in his program saying, we cannot let these terrorists back into society. And the reason being, him and two mates were plotting to get a small toy car laden with high quality explosives under the gate of barracks, several barracks in the country. And he was planning this at the same time as being released. It's unbelievable. And but for Patrick Christie's and GB News, he would have been released. Now
You
they're
do wonder, don't
rethinking.
you? You do have to think about I do wonder hugely about the parole boards. Who sits on them? Who gives them the information that actually, um, that actually thinks, oh, yes, okay, this person can go out. They have made so many wrong decisions. I mean, I don't know how Patrick Christie got hold of that information, which I think is brilliant. He did a great job on it. He really did. I mean, and he won. It was brilliant.
Yeah,
But as you
football.
say, I mean, who didn't do the due diligence at the point where he was being assessed by the parole board?
Well, that's your problem. The parole boards are full of loony liberals,
Yes, 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 yes.
and it's got to be addressed. Now, that's the good news about GB News. The bad news is it's not just you and me that are complaining, it's lots of people.
Oh,
We are sick and fed up of seeing this stupid motorhome being flogged 5 times every hour.
I know.
And something's going on there. And perhaps we should investigate because look, you've got Marquis Motorhomes supplying the product. So therefore, there's obviously a deal there between GB News
Oh,
and
yeah.
the motorhome
There
people.
has to be, yeah.
Oh, it's all right, get a discount and you get free advertising. No such thing. But that's the deal. And then there's, of course, these high-rated telephone calls that everybody makes money out of.
There was this.
And the average punt
Yeah.
is about £5. So you work that out, and they've got a big audience now.
Oh, they
They
have.
must be making an absolute fortune.
Yeah, they must be
No, sorry,
millionaires.
I'm not prepared to be bored for
No.
this. It's going to be a month of this, another. That's 2 months they've had this same boring advert. And the other thing, of course, well, I have a rant, is the noise level of speech, of music is immediately turned up. And you have to turn the television up. Oh,
I also object to all the adverts from Wales. And I think if I see that hotel in Norfolk again with this woman dressed up in a satin dress that is obviously sort of like a cheap advert because she appears in something else wearing the same dress. And it's just, I'm not going to go to Swansea with a gold necklace to try and trade it in. I think, oh God, and oh, come down to Cardiff and get yourself a sofa. I mean, what on earth are they doing?
well done, Cardiff. Yes, we mustn't complain about the Welsh. they'll throw me out when I
Well, it would take
get
you a
back
long time
again.
because you only go 20 miles an hour, can't you, down through
If you're
Wales?
ever able to reach your destination in Wales, quite right. Listen, we've been promising for weeks now to do an in-depth on Amazon, and we're
Mm.
going to do it. Oh, shed loads of stuff have come in this week. And we christened this the Ten Commandments, how to behave yourself, how not to sin, how to avoid the traps of Amazon. Traps? Oh, they're such nice people. No, they are not. Let me tell you that, of course, now Jeff Bezos is very philanthropic. All the multi-billionaires go this way. So they have a conscience. But maybe Andy Jassy, who he left in charge as CEO, he's general director of the company still, is Jeff, but he only owns 9% of the company now. He's
Ah,
got billions and billions, so he spends it on rockets. That seems to be the flavour of the month, and helping people out who he considers need helping out. Well, that's all right. Philanthropy is good. We're in favour of that. But let me tell you what's wrong with Amazon. As I say, I don't know who's to blame. A bit of Jeff, a bit of Andy, but they've got it wrong. And one has to understand that Amazon work distinctly differently in your country. The problems in the UK are not consistent with the problems in other parts of the world because we've dug various countries, including Spain, including Canada, including the Philippines, how they behave. How do you take advantage of a situation, and how do you work with a particular country? Right, number one, and this goes back into Amazon history, not too far. They were severely criticized for slave labor. The
yes.
people working in their warehouses were paid abominable wages for doing long hours,
Mm.
over hours, and not getting paid for all the hours. And that was revealed, and that was in Britain.
Yes.
And things got sorted out. It's not as bad now, folks. Number two, the prime sign up trap is awful and still
Yes.
goes on, but you can get out of it. Now, it depends which country you're in again. But in Britain and Spain, it was almost impossible to order a not finished up trapping for 50 quid a year extra for their prime television service and free deliveries. Their prime television service is not very hot compared with other products. So at least in Britain, they've improved that, and they have in Spain. They don't. It's a Ryanair job. You try and get out of Ryanair with your £19 ticket. No, by the time you pay the extras, it's dishonest. Let's
Yeah.
call it what it is. Number three, the star ratings on Amazon are completely made up and fictitious. And, they control when you say, this is a rubbish product. Yeah, all right. Does that get full throttle with all the 4 and 5 stars that everything seems to be? No. Next one. Um, and this is what they do, and we've mentioned this before. How do you get to the top of the list in Amazon? Because it's a great advantage for you. There's 20 pages inviting
Yeah.
you to buy this television set. How do you get to the top? Well, Amazon make you, inverted commas, lower your price so it's not worth having, except for advertising from a point of view that you're probably making a penny on that television to get it so low in price. Oh, the customer gains. Well, not eventually, they don't. But there's no money in for the top products. They have to cut their margins to get up there. In other words, it's not on merit of the product, it's on a bribe to
Mm.
get the price
Mm.
down. Okay, we have another one now. Products that cannot be sold in shops. This is very simple.
Knives.
Yes, that's true. But let's talk more mundane. If you want to go and buy a jumper, and there are various problems here. Depends where the jumper's from. Is it from a third party? Quite a lot of Amazon stuff is third party stuff that they just put through the system, but it actually comes from the manufacturer or wholesaler. Beware of that one, especially with electrical products. And if you go in a shop, oh, that's a nice blouse, that's a nice jumper. Can I try it on? Yeah. Well, you soon discover it that if it's a jumper and it, for instance, has a zip, you try the zip. Oh, that's a fiddling thing. You can't use that. Then you don't buy the jumper. But you try that with Amazon. The goods they supply often are rejects in shops
I've
because
heard that before, actually.
yeah, they can't sell them,
Mm.
and the returns policy is that difficult. You think, oh, I'll keep it and swear every time I try and get this zip to work. So that's what you've got to be aware about again. Um, Number six, delivery of wrong colours. Now it might not be drastically wrong, but sometimes it is.
Yeah,
You
it
get a
is.
completely different coloured frock.
Yeah, it does take. It seems to be the ones that come from China, made in China. They're the ones that come through different colors.
Which is 90% of the stuff anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely.
Now, if you're wronged at number seven and want to return everything, oh, what a fad it is. And you think, oh, I'll keep it. That's what they hope you do. And you try, number seven, this is, and contact Amazon.
Impossible.
It's utterly
Absolutely
impossible in Spain.
awful.
It's a little bit better in England, but it's impossible. Now,
Terrible.
hitherto, you've shouted and screamed at your screen, and eventually you get put through to somebody in the Philippines or in India. Not that you can understand them most of the time. Terribly nice people. And I wouldn't be shouted out on the telephone. Everybody must shout at them.
Yeah.
It's not their fault, except, of course, when you say, I want to speak to your line manager. Oh, I can't do that. Why?
It,
You get some excuse. It's because that they don't want to
it,
service you. The after sales of Amazon is appalling. And now you try and get through. If you're fortunate and it's a good day, you might get a bot. So you finish up typing and getting answers that you can't understand, and they're all fobbing you off.
yeah, oh yeah, definitely. It is a nightmare. Absolutely. I was tearing my hair out last year when I was just wanting to have a go at them, and because I'd had my account hacked, and you would think that that would have taken. It took me 2 months and hours and hours and hours of hanging on. And it's only in the end because I used my own intuition that I got around it. They
Yeah,
didn't help me. I found
and
another way around it.
and me and you are the same, built the same way. We have a go. We don't let things go, but most
No.
people, probably more sensible than us, they might live longer. They'll say, "Oh, forget it. Let's move on." They know that Amazon and
Yes.
others, and
Yeah.
they take advantage of
They
it.
take advantage of it without a
Yeah.
doubt.
The other thing, number eight, we'll call this one, and especially in Canada, this works out. Anything you send back is immediately, even television sets, believe it or not, clothes that have never been worn, they're thrown into a bin. They don't even bother sorting them, recycling them, giving them to an old people's home or a young people's home or anywhere. They're just burnt. That is terrible.
It's dreadful. It's absolutely dreadful.
So it happens in all countries, not just in Canada, by the way. Um, oh, here's a beautiful one. Late deliveries. Let's say you go online and order a television set. Oh, I'll have that. That's a cracking price. When will it be delivered? Between the 3rd and 5th of April, or when it is? Forget it. They do that deliberately. There's no way that any manufacturer can supply within 2 or 3 days a television set because they know that you would go down to the shop. Oh, I'm not waiting a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, which is the average delivery time when it in reality. And that's a con as well.
I think some of the I have had more than I am going to say it. I've had more than a few issues with Yodel,
Right.
where they have said they've delivered something and they haven't. They haven't even been down. They haven't even been down the road. It might end up in someone else's house. You don't, but I've had 2 or 3 complaints with Yodel. Every are okay, but Yodel, I'm not sure they get the same standard of staff. I think some stuff ends up in the wrong hands.
Well, it does, and I'm going to come on to the last item, which is a personal item. Before I do that, can I say that that is particularly a UK problem, thrown over the next door's garden because they've got a
Oh,
monopoly.
yes, yes, yeah,
That is a real Amazon problem, and
yeah.
it's not getting any better. My particular thing, and I found it happens in Spain and other countries, is that we ordered a fridge, our ordinary fridge packed up, and because there's medicine for my nearest and dearest that's got to be kept below a certain temperature, when your fridge goes panic, you've got to get another one pretty quick. And oh, I'll get that one. And I suffered with the fact that it never arrived. It was only a baby fridge until we got a bigger fridge. It was only £150 in UK money. So not the end of the world. But it was not here on time. So I phoned Amazon up and they said, oh dear. Yes, they're good at that. This was all in email. Couldn't get through to them
No,
verbally.
you can't get through.
No, and we'll when it arrives, send it back. I said, well, yeah, if I'm in the house when it arrives, I'll say send it back. Lo and behold, at the supermarket, many days afterwards, I get a phone call. We're here to deliver your fridge. I have been told by Amazon that you're not to deliver that um, because it's been cancelled days ago. And then I was surprised. This was all in Spanish, and the guy seemed to be quite happy that I couldn't receive the fridge. And I said, that's odd. I would be a bit annoyed as a delivery man if somebody couldn't take the product I brought. I soon found out why, because he'd stolen it. So I reported the fact that we'd still not got the fridge and we'd still not got our money back.
Oh, good grief.
And that was trauma, trying to refund. Anyway, they're very skilled, Amazon. They write back and say, well, yeah, there's a lot of theft going on like this throughout Spain. And the only thing we can do is ask you to report it to the police. Get the following forms filled in. Now, in Spain, there's a saying, falta un papel. Wherever you go, that means you've always got the last piece of paper that they want, but you could never get hold of.
Yes.
And that means that you go to the police station. At the moment, not being very mobile, that's impossible. Oh, we can do it online. So we try and fill it in online. The bottom line says, take that to the police station. Now, up about 3 flights of stairs, and miles away you can park, and I'm talking miles away for this particular police station. Forget it. And anyway, it will take you 2 years of bureaucracy.
Oh,
And Amazon know that, and
yeah.
they deliberately get you to do that.
Yeah, they hope you
Well,
give up.
hang on. It's your responsibility as the provider. Now, they
Mm,
never get away with this in UK because there's trading standards.
yeah.
In Spain, there's not trading standards, whatever they tell you there is. So you're in their mercy.
Mm.
Forget the fridge. They know that 1 in 100 people will take this
Yes.
to the courts, if you like, because they know in Spain it's 6 years before you get in even a hearing,
Oh,
and then it's appealed. So there's no justice.
oh my
Slow
word.
justice is no justice. So when you think of coming to sunny Spain, beware, there are things like this that are particularly onerous. And Amazon and other manufacturers and suppliers take advantage of a lawless country. And we find out the same thing goes on in the Philippines. But maybe they've got more sense there because what the public have said, forget it, Amazon. We want pay on delivery.
Mm.
And they've got it. So when the product is brought, it's delivered to you, you then cash on delivery. Then you pay your money over because they tried it there, but the Filipinos said, that's wrong, we're not doing it. So when you come across Joe Public, don't lie down and take it. Have a go at people like this
Yeah.
and to trading standards in the United Kingdom.
Mm,
They're
mm,
much better than many other parts.
mm, mm.
So Amazon, nil point.
No, they are definitely worse overseas, definitely. They're definitely worse.
So there you go. We'll leave you with that wonderful thought. And we've had a rant, but we've had some good news. And the weather apparently in Britain is going to get nice and warm.
Beautiful. It's honestly, it's not a cloud in the sky today. It's absolutely lovely. And yeah, really lovely. They reckon it's going to get to 62 degrees.
Oh, well, I'll make you feel even better. We've got a downer here for the next 3 days. And that means that there's a big low pressure over the Sahara.
Okay.
We're only 12 miles from the Sahara Desert, and it stays the low pressure area over the Sahara, picks up all the sand and drops it on your car, your
It's
swimming
awful,
pool,
isn't it?
and
It's
everything.
oh, it's awful. It's like mud coming down. I remember that happening when we were in Dubai, and oh, because all the sand that's in the air. Oh my
It's
goodness,
very
it
good
is.
for your garden because you've got water and feed for the
Yeah, yeah,
plants.
absolutely. But it just makes such a mess of everything. It's disgusting. It really is awful.
Well, there you go. So, well, listen, we'll see you very shortly.
See you shortly. And I'll do one more before I'm on a plane.
And yet, we'll do another one before she's in. Well, we'll still.
Yeah, yeah,
Bermuda
yeah.
has its problems, so we'll be sorting those out.
Not as many as here.
No, we'll see you later.
Bye bye. Take care. Bye bye.